Hi guys, brand new video today, and it is what to do on day one of your Football Manager save. So I've just taken over Arsenal. If you guys want to know what I do on day one and how it all comes together for the best possible season, in my opinion, come and watch the video. Hi guys, welcome, and the first part are the friendlies. So what I do is I go into the first schedule page, obviously arrange friendly, and then what we want to do is, what I do anyway, is if, like I said, if you want to choose these, use these tips, that's absolutely fine. If not, no problem. Hopefully you learn something anyway. So I usually do the last friendly 1 week before the first game, so then people don't lose match sharpness. And then what I do is I work backwards. So I click up here, friendly match to multiple friendly matches, and then what I do is I usually do 3 days. So I usually do a Wednesday and a Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. So then there's 3 days before this game, then there's 4 days before between that game. And then what that happens, it means that happens is really is you can, there's plenty of time between games for rotation and a few subs and whatever, and they'll not get overly tired. It's not like you're putting one day a game after the other. But then also they're not doing like a week or two in between each friendly. Some people just do, honestly, I see some people just do 4 friendlies, and I just think it's not enough. It's not enough. Not only will it not be enough for match sharpness to get the whole squad up to date, because 45 minutes, 4 friendlies, and they get 45 minutes each game. What? 2 full matches? It's not enough. It's not enough for a whole squad. It's not even enough for a full 11 if you play the same 11. Imagine you get 2 injuries in the last friendly and you've got to bring in two squad players for the first game of the season, and they're like no match sharpness. Get 8 friendlies in. I'm telling you now. 8, at least 8 in my opinion. A maximum 10. I personally go 8. This one here, I wish I could cancel. I'm just going to ignore it, honestly. I know it is an actual friendly, but I'm just going to ignore it. I would do it in game as well. So what I do is I do this, I put these 4 in, and we're going to go Blackpool because Charlie Patino's playing for him, so why not? I'm going to go Coventry because why not? And then we're going to go Scunthorpe. I don't know why Scunthorpe. And then we're going to go cheeky trip to Scotland, Hearts. Right, confirm. Do it again. You come in here. Change to multiple. Do that, that, and that. Now, the thing is here is I just there, if I did that again, so this has changed for different clubs. If I did that again, it's the day after the training camp. Now I think, and I'm pretty sure, now I can't 100% guarantee this, but the reasons for training camp is when your players are in a training camp, they have, there's more multipliers in terms of the tactics improving, the familiarity and the individual roles and stuff of your players. I'm guessing that's what the reason is for the training camps. I'm guessing it's also like stuff like money, income, merchandise, and all that stuff, sponsorships. But training camp, I think personally, I mean, I'd like to think, especially, is better for the players and the tactic. So I'd probably change that day to that day to get the added bonus, and then I would just make sure there's 3 days before that. So then just put 2 days there, put 1 there, and then you can put another 1 there. That's 4. Now, if you really wanted to, and you wanted to squeeze as much out as that, you could do 1 there, and then another 1 there, because you get four matches inside the training camp. And that's 10 friendlies. It's a lot. It's up to you. You can even put some under 18s in if you don't want to burn out your players, if that's what you're worried about. It's up to you. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with at least 8 friendlies. There isn't anything wrong. If someone's looking like they're playing too many games, or you think they are, just swap them out. Play an under 18 guy. It doesn't matter. It's friendlies. It's no problem. More games, the more chance the players have of knowing your tactic before the start of the season. So we're going to play Montreal, Atlanta, Toronto, cheeky trick. Oh, Canada to America to Canada. We go back to America. Not the best economically, that is it. Oh no, we're not going back there. Okay, we're going to sunny Gillingham. Right, that's what I do personally. In my opinion, that's what I would do. Now, the more games that you play, like I keep saying, the more chance your players have of knowing this tactic. The more chance they'll improve. There's no substitute for games. Right, guys, next what we have is the dynamic screen and the tactical familiarity. So, first thing I always do is, after I've done the friendlies, then what I'll do is I'll go to the dynamics page. Now, this here is probably the most important one. As if you read these 3 lines underneath, it says, the team's collective mental state is slightly disappointing at the moment. This will slightly impact player positioning during matches, and players will experience some issues with their vision and reactions to events unfolding when playing. So what that means is basically your tactic, whatever you decide to play, I don't know, just if you go short passing, you go high tempo, you go be more expressive, you want to work the ball into the box, play out defence, and you do all that, right? You know how tactics work. You guys are watching the video because you're playing Football Manager. If you do that, what happens is when you pick your team, you'll get these bars here. So if I quick pick the team, there, you guys will have it on this screen, right? This is what most people have. 95, I would probably play on that. And then you get these levels here, these bars. So the team, as you can see, with this tactic that I've decided to play, the creative freedom, they're awkward on it. They don't really know the creative freedom and what levels they need to play at. Marking as well, they don't know whether to zonal, when to man mark, when to mark, and where to mark. They don't know when to do it. They're also not fantastic in their players, in their roles and duties, each player. So, the way to get this up and for the best possible start to the season, because what you want is you want all those bars at the top end full, and then what I do is I tick this box here. I click this box here, and it gives you individual players. And you can also hover over that and have a look. So, the dark green lines, the dark green bars are your squad's tactical familiarity, and the the lighter green lines as the players, individual ones. So as you can see, Gabby Martinelli, he actually knows the creative freedom even less than the team. So he's at like 10% there. The team's probably like 15. And he doesn't know how to play that role. He doesn't know how to play a deep line forward. He's no idea. He's no clue what's happening. Now I reckon if I change him to an advanced forward, he does. Now he's got 60% in the role and duty because he's naturally more of an advanced forward than a deep line. I reckon if I put him on the left wing, because it's where he plays in real life, and I imagine that's where he's defaulted to. He plays with an inside forward, probably. No, he doesn't know that. Okay, it's surprising. So it looks like he's obviously been trained as an advanced forward, which is crazy. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's by the by. Doesn't matter who the player is. But my point stands is that players will know one of the roles. Now, what you shouldn't do, this is what you should never do, is just because Martinelli knows advanced forward doesn't mean you have to play him there unless you want to. Now, most people will probably play him on the left wing. If you want to do that, you should absolutely do that. Don't pander to the players and what they know because they'll retrain something else with this method. So if you want him to play left wing, even if it looks like he can't play it, like I've just shown you, right? Inside forward attack, because that's Martinelli's probably role. He can't play that role apparently. Position, role and duty is just not there. Doesn't matter. By the end of pre-season, it will be at least at 75%. And by the first month of the season, it will be at 100% using this method. All these steps in this video. So, I've rambled a little bit about this area, but I feel like it's really important. So what we've done is we're on that screen by default. For the start of the season, I would at least go into this in pre-season. I would, just to keep track of all this so you guys know who's, maybe you've got a new signing in, right? You've got 4 new signings, you've played them all, and they don't know the tactic, and they're in crucial positions like a centre-back, a DM, left-back, and a right-back. And you concede 3 the first game, and you're like, why? I've got better players. Well, yeah, you might have better players, but the players don't actually know your tactic. So always keep in mind how it works. The way to get these to go up, because I'm sure that's what people are thinking, Lewis, shut up and tell me how they improve. Right. So the dynamic screen, we want to get this up. We want to get the tactical familiarity up. So friendlies are a massive thing to do with that. Like I said in the first part, friendlies are massive to do with that. More friendlies you can play, the better. Also, if you go into training and you go into calendar, and then you can, well, obviously we're in June there, but we're near the end of June, so we're going to go to July. If you left click on one of those, and then you go to match preparation, and then you click match, teamwork. Teamwork there is greatly increased. Team cohesion, greatly increased. Now, tactical familiarity here with the players, that goes up too, but we want team cohesion to go up because the friendlies that you actually play, the amount of matches that you actually play will help with the tactical familiarity. They will just push up, push up, push up, push up. That's fine. Also, what you can do, really quick, I'm pretty sure, match tactics, obviously. You can do team cohesion team cohesion increased, but also tactical familiarity goes up. So those two there, really important if you just want to throw them in at random points during the pre-season. Obviously, I would probably leave the physical ones in because you're in pre-season, but maybe, I don't know, get rid of a few outfield ones until the season starts. But also tactical as well will improve the tactical familiarity there. So there's a lot of things you can do. Have a look at this yourselves. I think outfield does it as well. Yeah, the tactical familiarity. Just have a play around. But the things you want really are match tactics and teamwork. And then after a game, if you want, you can also put in match review, because the match review also increases the team cohesion and tactical familiarity. So those are the 3 things you can do in training. And then after that, what you can do is you can go into Martinelli, because that's the player we've been talking about. We can go into development, and then we can train him in the advanced midfield left, inside forward, on attack, And then what that will do is not only will it grow his attributes in the role that you've seen in the highlighted ones, but it will also improve his position, role, and duty even more. And on top of that, with the training stuff I just said, and then the actual matches, it will fly up until 75, 80. Like I said, even 100% depending on the player, adaptability and all that stuff, all the things under the hood that we can't see, they will all merge together and we'll get fantastic looking tactic that you guys have probably created, and then we'll be able to see familiarity very, very close to full. Each individual player familiarity full, and then we'll be able to start the season in a really good fashion. Right, guys, next we have training. But before we talk about training, I'd like to ask if you guys can subscribe to the channel, please. It'd be fantastic. I'm enjoying making FM23 videos. I'm going to be a lot this year. So if you can hit the like, the subscribe, and tick the bell on, that would be absolutely amazing. Right, let's get back into the video. So, into training, and this is not a pre-season thing. Well, I do it in pre-season, but it's not for the benefit of pre-season. It's for the benefit of long-term, medium and long-term. And it's just basically coach assignments and hiring and firing of staff. So what you want to do is, first of all, you want to go down your staff members. I'll not put this in the video because it's going to take too long. You need to go down the ones that you want to sack and just sack them. Simple as that. Like, if they're not very good, get rid of them. It's no point. You might as well take a hit now on the wages, on the whatever, however much it costs. You might as well take a hit now for the betterment of your players, for your squad. Because then if you get might add 3 or 4 points onto your season, it might not. It might add 1, but that 1 might be getting you into the Champions League because your players get better with better staff, your attributes get better, team gets better, better results. Sounds really negligible, like a 1% chance of all that stuff happening together and it making a difference, but it could. And it also adds to the immersion of the game if you get your own staff, everything sorted in the back room. So, sack everyone that you want to sack. And then what you want to do is, I'm going to show you something real quick, is if you go into the staff search, and basically it's for coaches really, any type of coach, fitness coach, goalkeeping coach, just a general coach. What you want to do is, and I think they've changed it this year, so what you can do is you can actually go into attributes. No, what is it? No, it's not that. It's not that. It's not that. It is, I think it is. Let me just find it as well as you guys. Staff role. No, it's not that. No, I know what it is. It's fine. It's fine. It's on this attributes. Right. Here, highlight key attributes for role. So, I'm on about coach roles, and then we go to coach, and then we're looking for different ones. Defending tactical, defending technical, possession technical, attacking technical, and attacking technical. Right, those 6 things. Right, now you might think, oh, I've never seen that before. You have seen it before. I'll show you where it is. It's in there. You see at the top? Defending tactical and technical, attacking tactical and technical, possession tactical and technical. Right, so those 6 that you want to get. You want to get the highest stars and you want to get the lowest coach workloads. You want light on all the coach workloads and you want the highest stars. So to do that, first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to remove all. We're going to go back into there. We're going to go into the pick attributes. We're going to click highlight key attributes for role. Go into coach. And then now, first of all, I want this one, the top one. Because why not? Right, now you might see the things that it highlights and you might be thinking, why does it highlight those? So, obviously we want defending and tactical because that's the coach we're looking for. But the mental attributes that this shows you is determination, level of discipline, and motivating. Now, they're all on the right-hand side. Now, I will show you because someone's popped up. Daniele Baldini. So, you see here where it highlights this? These 3 here are what determines how many stars he is in that place. So, what you could have, right, is you could have 20 defending and 20 tactical, right? He could be perfect at those. But if he has 1 determination, 1 level of discipline, and 1 motivating, he'll be like 2 stars. This is so important. In fact, arguably, it's more important than that. I would rather have, like I said, someone who's got 11 defending and 11 tactical, but 15s and 16s in this area, than 17s in this area and 8s in this area. Trust me, it's massively important. And usually, if you get a good determination, you get a better personality. Not always, but usually. So you're going to be looking for these 3 here. Trust me, it's the thing that people don't often look at. That's what you want to be looking at. So Baldini would be absolutely perfect. So he'd be one I'd be getting straight in. And I'm going to do that for the purposes of the video. So we're going to give him 17k. Just so make sure he comes. It's just for the purpose of the video. We're going to go through all this stuff. Right, we're going to go bang, bang. Right, and Baldini is going to join. He's not going to join on the 11th of July. That's absolutely fine. He's a work permit. But what will happen basically is when he comes in, what you want to do is Baldini will appear on this list here, and then you just want to click defending tactical. Imagine Big Ken is Baldini. So he will probably have 4.5 or not, if not 5 stars. He's almost a perfect coach. I would probably say 4.5. So what you want to do this is you want to spread them out, but also you want to give them each area one coach ideally. If you can't do that and you're playing in the lower leagues, that's understandable. Do your best to get as many stars and the less workload as possible. I would, if I was you, I would prioritize the workload over the stars. What you don't want is players complaining about the training because they're not getting enough attention because there's only one coach on their area, right? So this is what I'll show you. This is what I do. So I'm gonna start at the bottom and Ken Gillard. So if you see here, it's like this box is sort of like highlighted. That's his best one. That's what the game is saying. That's his best area. So if you can see, we've got no one. Oh, we've got one there. So he's 4-star Steve Round. We're going to click those to start with. And then after that, what we can do. Have we got any fitness coaches at Arsenal? Yeah, we have. We've got goalkeeping coaches. Yes, we have. Okay, that's very good. Right. Okay. Yep. We're looking good. We're looking all right. Right. We've got one person for every single place right here. Every single one. We've not got. So for example, you take him off, you've got no one working on that, and the players will go mad. So what you want to do is you get the highest number of stars. Now, Arsenal, you should be really getting at Arsenal 4 stars in each area. Now, I can't right now because this is the default staff, and if I hire loads of staff members and sack the existing ones, I will have that, right? I'm telling you guys how to do it, so I don't have to do it. So, Iñaki Kanya, I've given him 2 areas. Now, if I got another goalkeeping coach in and sacked Terry Mason, I could put that secondary goalkeeper there, and I could take Iñaki Kanya off, and now we'll have 4.5 stars in shot stopping. Now, if you want to see what attributes these improve, you want to be looking on there. If you hover over the shot stopping or the handling in blue, it tells you exactly what this entails. So in shot stopping, it does the reflexes, one-on-ones, composure, concentration, positioning, rushing out tendency, and anticipation. And in handling, everything else that you want from a goalkeeper. If you just want to look at the list there, all those things. So you can just go through them all, and they all do different ones. But what you want is, here there's light, here there's average. So you want to take average to light. So to get average to light, what you need to do is you need to hire an excess number of staff. And then what you need to do is, for example, if there's a guy on 2, so he's not any use there. See, if I untick him, he's no use. So what we can do with Ken is we can put him on all the ones that are heavy and average, and it should bring it down. So that's brought it down from high to average. That's brought it down from average to light. That's very heavy to average, which is fantastic. Put him on there. Put him on there. Now, it didn't change that one, but it changed that one. I don't know why it doesn't change it. I think it's sometimes... I don't know it. I honestly don't know. But now, if I hide someone else and put him on at this, and average here, and this place, so these 3, average, average, and average, we'd have everything in light, and that's what you want. You want coach workload to be light, and the highest amount of stars. So that's the next part that I want you guys to do. If you guys all do this, and then if you start a new save, and when the game starts, or whenever, and you follow all these things, and you come back to the video and let me know how it's gone, that would be absolutely fantastic if you want to drop a comment down below. Right, guys, this is the last part, and it probably contains the most important piece of information. It's right at the end. It's 2 in 1. So it's a bit staff again, but it's staff responsibilities. So first of all, what I like to do is I like to take all my staff members off things like this, hiring and firing Arsenal under-21 medical staff. I don't want Edu to be hiring an under-21 medical staff, a physio or a sports scientist who has 9 physiotherapy. I'm not interested. I want 18s, 19s and 20s across the board throughout the whole club. So my under-19s are getting looked after, my under-21s are getting looked after, and my senior squads are getting looked after. Because if you're buying wonder kids or new gens or potential players, you want them to be looked at after in every single step of the career. So under-19s to 21s to first team. So we don't want Edu doing that because we don't trust staff on Football Manager. That's the first rule and the only rule of Fight Club. Do not trust your staff in Football Manager, apart from scouts, and even then, make your own decision. Right, so we want to go in general. We want to put everything in our hands. Contracts, we don't want anybody. Edu again. Edu thinks he's in charge of a lot of things today. I don't know why he does think that. He's in charge of transfers in real life. Stick to that. Although don't stick to that, we're sticking to that. But in real life, that's what he's doing. Anyway, I digress. So we want everything in our control. Scouting, assigning scouts. We want to assign scouts. I'll be doing a video on scouting and how the best way to work on the scouting focus, because a lot of people are struggling with that. I'm getting to grips with it now. I'm learning it and learning it and learning it, and then I will put a video. I don't want to rush a video out and I don't know anything, and then you guys get half-baked video. That's no point. Nonsense, no point. Right, we're going to transfers. Everything's fine there. Contracts is fine there. Again, just double checking. Media, absolutely fine. Training. Right, this is an interesting one. So training. Leading general training, I'm not interested. The under-21 manager can do the general training. I'm not bothered. Although, if I want to change it, I will do, and it'll ask me with a pop-up. But, you know, in general, I want him to do it. The individual training, I want to do. Same with under-18s. I want Jack Wilshere to do that. But I want to do the individual training. So, for example, for that, just really quick, if we go into the under-21s, and we have a player with good potential. We've got one. We've got a few, yeah. Lino Souza, Royal Walters. Let's go with Lino Souza. I think he was the signing from West Brom, right? Yeah. So, all this means is I can go into development and I can change this, his additional focus, to what I want him to do and his position, role and duty. What I want him to do long term, what I want him to work on. Now, here, in my tactic, I would probably use a wing-back support. But you can actually do whatever you want. You can actually change it to a wing-back attack, or you can change it to a complete wing-back, because you don't really care about Souza's role and duty in his position, because he's playing in the under-21s. So what you want here is to maximise all these. So, for example, if you've got a central midfielder, what you might want to do is you might want to go on box-to-box support, because it does a lot of things. If you've got a striker in the under-21s, you might want to train him as complete forward, because it trains so many different areas and you get so much value out of that. But anyway, for Lionel Souza, it'd be a left back. But like I said, if you're Kion Edwards as a striker, and advanced striker does all these things, but if you're going to complete forward, it should do a lot more. It adds a lot more strength, stamina, heading, long shots. So if you want a complete striker, you want a really good forward, do that, and it gets. And then you can also add individual focus. So that's for that. And then the match, I personally don't look at friendlies. I arrange them, so I untick that. But I'm in charge. I don't take charge of friendlies. So Steve Round, sorry, not Steve Bold anymore. It's Steve Round. Steve Round is in charge of that. But if you want to learn a tactic, if you want to test a tactic, obviously I would advise you taking charge and watching it back, tweaking in pre-season. And like I said before at the start, you've got 8 games to do it. So you can have 8 matches, not only to get a lot of match sharpness and familiarity, but also you can tweak your tactic. And there's more games, more tweaks, more evidence, and more things you can look at. Right. Last thing, the most important thing of this whole video, in my opinion, because this will damage a lot of people's long-term saves. Now, please listen carefully to this. I'm going to try and say it slow and as clear as possible. So, staff, I'm going to do it it's the head of youth development. Now, this is one of the most important parts of the save for people, right? It's Nugents. Everyone loves a good Nugent. We're all wanting the best ones, and this could be a reason why a lot of you guys weren't getting them. Just bear with me. So, right, let's say you've sacked your head of youth, right? Mertesacker's a good one. I wouldn't have sacked him, but for the video, he's gone, right? Goodbye, Per. Wherever you're going, see you later. We go to the staff. In fact, I'm just gonna go to my hometown club, Barnsley. I'm gonna take their head of youth because I know he'll join, and I can give him enough wages that he comes the next day for the purposes of the video. So I've given him that. Right. Okay. So first of all, advice and reports, and then we're looking at this one here. This is important. Advice and reports provides youth development information. If you hover over this, it says brings through the next generation of young players coming through the ranks at the club, aka the youth intake. Right. Now I've just sacked Mertesacker, so I no longer have a head of youth development. Right. Okay. So the game has defaulted this responsibility to Edu Gaspar, which is fine, no problem. He's doing it until I get a new one. So now Edu is in charge of the intakes. Now it's not fantastic because he's not head of youth and he's probably not good at that job, so we'll get a bad intake. But if I continue and get a new head of youth in, you guys would be forgiven for thinking it will default to my new head of youth. It didn't last year and it doesn't this year. So please, if you sack your head of youth and hire a new one, please go back into staff, responsibilities, advice and reports, and please change it to your head of youth because it stays as a default staff member. And your intakes will be getting influenced by people that you don't want them to be influenced by. So please, if you're sacking head of youth, I'm going to say it the third, fourth and fifth time, please change it back to your new one because it is a massive difference maker, and you will notice your intakes will be on the average a lot better. Now that's the video. I'm hoping it helped you. If you do all that together, add it all together, obviously there's transfers, but I can't tell you guys who to buy because I don't know what tactics you're playing, I don't know what budget you've got, and I don't know what team you are. So if you've liked the video, if there's a lot of things in there, if there's a one thing in there that might have helped you, please hit the like and the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and until next time, I'll catch you then. Goodbye.